The New Orleans Saints are just a team that does not know how to rebuild, constantly pushing money back into the future and signing contracts that'll make them slightly better immediately, but will hurt them in the long run. And for that reason, I have consistently called the Saints one of, if not the hardest team to rebuild in Madden. Either them or the Browns. And speaking of things that might hurt the Saints in the long run, they are rumored to be taking SHEDEUR Sanders in the top 10 in this year's draft. So today, we are actually gonna give this team the rebuild it needs. And not only that, we are gonna see if we can turn this into the highest overall team in the league and win this team a Super Bowl, which happens in a lot of rebuilds I do, but it is gonna be a big challenge to meet those goals here today. So buckle in, get your drinks, get your snacks, get whatever. And just a couple quick things before we get into this. Be sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoy. It sounds weird, but it really helps out the channel. I would appreciate it. And let's see if we can get to like, I think 3,000 likes is a fair goal. Hit that pretty easily recently. It'll let me know y'all want to see a Steelers SHEDEUR Sanders rebuild. I'm doing the Saints first. Both of these were 50% of the suggestions on the last rebuild I did. So apparently y'all wanted to see this. So yeah, 3,000 likes and I'll do that whenever we hit that goal. And be sure to subscribe if you like Madden rebuilds because that's all I do on the channel. And you can be one of the first 100,000 subscribers. Getting closer and closer to that. I appreciate it. That's wild to say, actually. And then very last thing, I'll give a shout out. Let me see who was the first to suggest this. Okay, this is the oldest comment I could find. Shout out to Ordinary Zay. Shout out to them for being the first to suggest this. But very last thing, just let me know any fun ideas y'all have down in the comments, especially like whatever team with whatever player you think they might draft. Let me know stuff like that. But all right, without further ado, let's finally get into this. Obviously, we have to actually get SHEDEUR Sanders on the team. So let's just get straight into the draft. If he gets picked before us, I'll just trade for him. I'll just force him to be on the team, but let's see what we want to do with the rest of our picks in the draft. But all right, in the draft, of course, we pick at number 9. The draft order is a little bit interesting in front of us, as always. What's weird is the Titans always do end up with the number 1 overall pick, even though I don't force it for him. But all right, y'all know what we're gonna do. Even if he isn't still available, which he probably won't be, he goes to the Steelers 1 pick before us, of course. So I'll have to trade for him. Let me take who the Steelers would probably want. What do they need? Should I take, like, Jackson Dart? You know what? No, they're probably fine. Mac Jones in Madden is like what he was supposed to be in real life. He always works out in Madden. They said they needed a defensive end. I'll take Walter Nolan and trade him to him. Sure, the things you have to do in Madden. But all right, pick 2. Speaking of Madden, the highest rated player in my draft class is Ashton Genty. Just now went to the Steelers. But let's see, I gotta decide what we want to do here. I was thinking about a defensive end, but the guys I wanted are gone. All right, let me see. I'm between JT, Tui Maloau. Okay, I struggle with some names, but Tui Maloau might be the hardest thing for me to say, period. I don't know why. Just like the 2 O's almost back to back. Tui Maloau. I don't know. Also, it doesn't let you put JT in Madden for some reason, so I just put his full first name. I don't know why. Either way, I'm between him or Darian Porter. And you know, the Saints like their big run defending defensive ends. I feel like he's the better fit here than really anyone else. If we were gonna go with a defensive end. This team has a lot of needs and a lot of older players, though. I do have Darian Porter rated higher, though. That's the thing. Okay, I'll go Darian Porter. Either way, we're getting a pretty good player, so it just comes down to need. I feel like the Saints need a corner a little bit more. Ranked 41, got him at 41, we'll take it. I take Darian Porter in a lot of rebuilds. One of my favorite players in the class. Ooh, and Ashton Gelati is still available. We're just getting all the players I really like. Does fit that big defensive end build that the Saints like I said. So we'll take him. Rank 65, got him at 68. We're making almost perfect picks for the range. And then last pick I'll show, this is the pick from the Marshawn Lattimore trade, or one of them at least. I guess I'll go Connor Colby, just need to add some offensive line. I don't know if I don't think he would go round 3, but I do think he's pretty good. At least good O-line depth. Probably will be a starter at some point, so that's pretty good for the late 3rd. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 1. Oh yeah, also I should say, I do not think the Saints should draft SHEDEUR Sanders. It's just a rumor that they might. I think that is a mistake if they do. I'm a SHEDEUR Sanders defender, but he's not like a high upside guy technically. I mean, quarterback upside is weird. I always say that because sometimes a game can just like click for some QBs like Josh Allen. I feel like people kind of forget that he was a bust for the first 2 or 3 years of his career, then something just clicked, I guess. I don't know. Like, technically, any quarterback can become good. Maybe not any, but it's harder to define upside for quarterbacks than any other position. But I feel like SHEDEUR Sanders is more of a low upside, low ceiling, high floor type of guy. Like a Brock Purdy-ish. Which is good if you have a great roster. I think he would be better on the Steelers, but this is clearly not a great roster. Anyways, all that to say, I don't think they should, but they might pick him. But yeah, anyways, we got some pretty good players in the rest of the draft. I always end up taking players that I think will be good and could be steals. I try to switch it up, but I kind of just end up taking the same players over and over. But I did take Ajani Cornelius. I forgot I didn't have star dev on him. I definitely feel like I should, but whatever. We got Jalen Royals, Connor Colby, of course. So we added some good depth, added some starters. Oh yeah, and by the way, I have weird timing with rebuilds. I did a Seahawks rebuild with Geno Smith still, and then like 30 minutes after, they traded him away. And then I started this Saints rebuild. I was like, I'll retire Ryan Ramczyk just because he probably will retire soon. And then like an hour after I started recording this, he officially retired after like a year of silence. Just, I don't know what kind of power I have with my rebuilds, but it's weird. So I guess I'm glad I did that, but it happened so quick, it wouldn't have mattered. I would have caught it anyways. So anyways, let's get into year one. We're gonna have to see how this team does. We could do okay, surprisingly. Having no injuries here definitely helps, but we'll see what happens. All right, somehow we are 4-2 already at the midseason. I don't know how, but we're doing pretty well. SHEDEUR Sanders is having a great start. Not that many yards, but 11 touchdowns, only 2 picks. Pretty horrible completion percentage for Madden at least, but other than that, pretty good. Overall, it definitely looks like our record is better than our stats. We're kind of mid for everything. We have a good run D, but that's about it. I kind of feel like we need another good draft pick. I feel like it's not good that we're doing well. I think this is gonna make it harder. But for re-signings, we have a lot. Demario Davis, Foster Moreau, Trevor Penning, Alontae Taylor, Taysom Hill, Dylan Radins, Tyrann Mathieu. A lot of these guys might retire. There are a few really old players. I don't know if we really need anyone here back. We either have like a replacement already on the team or they're just not great to begin with. So we'll see. I want to spend as little money as I can to start this out for obvious reasons. But all right, I think we're good. Really not much for us to do here. Let's just get to the end of the season and we will see how we end up doing. I kind of hope we don't make the playoffs because we don't deserve it. And like I said, we need a good pick. Like making the playoffs now might be fun, but that would definitely hurt us for the future, I think. Although who knows? I think the Saints playbooks are just really good. We'll see. Okay, good. We end up going 7-10. I'm fine with that. SHEDEUR Sanders, good rookie year, got sacked a lot more in the second half of the year. Definitely not as good as the first part, but Kamara, we barely had any rushing attempts. I feel like rushing attempts are really low in Madden. Maybe not. It looks like Kamara easily had the least for any starter, but it seems like that happens on any team that I user, no matter what the offensive playbook is. I don't know why though. I didn't change the playbooks yet. I just kept the Saints. I didn't want to switch it to the Eagles because I think the Saints have pretty good playbooks. But 1,000 yards for Olave, 10 touchdowns. That's really the only thing of note. Talise Fuaga was pretty terrible. Same with Penning. McCoy wasn't great. All right, this O-line's gonna need to be reworked. I have some plans though, but Davis 123 tackles led the team, 10 TFLs for Brzee and sacks. Well, I'm glad we drafted Ashton Gelati. He's going to be a starter next year. But 6 interceptions for Kool-Aid McKinstry, 10 pass deflections. That's like pretty good for a corner in real life. That is probably, well, it's almost the best here. Trent McDuffie had 13. Mac McWilliams had 12. All right, some rookies did well, but 10 was up there for corners. But also 2 picks for Davis and Matthew, 1 for a few players. MVP goes to Josh Allen. Any Saints? Probably not. No. Cam Ward is a rookie at 4. Saquon Barkley wins Offensive Player of the Year. Something that rarely happens in Madden, surprisingly. It goes to Laviska Shenault more than it goes to Saquon Barkley, at least for me. But Micah Parsons, Defensive Player of the Year. Kool-Aid McKinstry at 10. This is a really weird list. A lot of like good, but not like top tier players. Mac Wilson, I don't know. But SHEDEUR Sanders does take Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm going to be honest, I did not think he would. I thought there was going to be some receiver that got like 1,500 yards or something, which maybe. Cowboys had a couple rookies up here, but SHEDEUR Sanders still won it. Division rival does take Defensive Rookie of the Year. Andrew Makuba on the Bucks. Darian Porter at 8. I didn't even see what he did. I think he got 1 pick, right? 81 tackles, 3 TFLs, a pick, 3 pass deflections. He was pretty good. But all right, like I said, I am glad we did not make the playoffs. We didn't deserve it, and like I've said like 4 times now, we need a good pick. I was about to say this is gonna be a weird Super Bowl. I could just feel it. The Giants versus the Jags. 2 of the 5 worst teams in real life this past year make the Super Bowl. It looks like the Giants win it. We're off to a hot start here, man. This is Russell Wilson Super Bowl MVP. I knew there was going to be something. Also, the Jags went 9-8 and made the Super Bowl, of course. But all right, what do we want to do for re-signings? It looks like we did have some retirements. Both Demario Davis and Taysom Hill looks like they retired. But I guess I'll pick up the 5th year for Brzee. I don't think he's worth the 18 mil, but that's fine. Trevor Penning, I feel like it could have been worse. If he takes neutral, I'll do it. 2 years, 16. He does. Okay. Don't feel great about that, but we'll try to find his replacement as soon as we can. Alontae Taylor, I kind of like him more on the outside than I do in the slot. I don't love him in the slot, and we don't really have room for him to play on the outside, so I'll re-sign him. I am sure Saints fans like him a lot. I think he puts up really good stats, but I don't love him, at least in the slot. Tyrann Mathieu, I mean, should I just start Jordan Howden, or should we re-sign? I'll just start Jordan Howden. Foster Moreau, if he takes, I would go player-friendly like 2 years, 2 years 21. He doesn't take it. Okay, so we'll let all these guys go. We have a little bit of money, and we should be able to release a couple players. It might be a couple painful players for Saints fans, but we'll see. Okay, well, this is a pretty easy decision. Derek Carr. The thing that I always harp on the Madden CPU for not doing, we'll release Derek Carr and save 51 mil. It's a 30 mil penalty, but if you're saving that much by doing it, you kind of have to. I don't think anyone would want to trade for that contract. I don't think there's anyone else I would release. Kind of thinking about Godchaw, but they did just trade for him, but like, I just don't think he's going to do that well in Madden. You know what? We have Christian Boyd. We'll make him the nose tackle, or we'll just draft one. And Carl Granderson, I'm thinking about it, unfortunately. He got superstar dev. Oh, he got 20 TFLs, but 3 sacks in year 0. Okay, I don't think that's worth keeping, even though he got superstar. I wonder if he would have trade value, though, having superstar. Okay, I think we're already kind of to the point where every team is broke and doesn't know how to get out of cap space. There are some teams that aren't, but there are a lot of teams that are in the negatives. Okay, I don't think we can trade him. I mean, well, they're not technically in the negatives, but they would be if we traded Carl Granderson to him. But I'm sure there are a lot of obvious moves they can make that they aren't. How much would restructuring him cost, actually? I know that would be doing the thing that I say the Saints shouldn't, and they're kind of in this situation because they keep restructuring and pushing money back. They just refuse to go full rebuild, but with how bad he is in Madden, I'm just gonna release him. Do we need this money right now? I don't know, but it would get younger players starting, so I'm gonna do that. Ooh, Leo Chenal is here. That's kind of interesting. We have 110 mil in cap now, just like that. Not that that's surprising with what we just did, but it wasn't all that hard to do. Man, Alvin Kamara is down to an 80 overall. He's 31 years old. He still did well last year, but his time is coming, I think. Man, this is not a great free agent class, though. Leo Chenal is like the one good player, so naturally he has a ton of offers. I would go player friendly, though. And really what I want to add is a left tackle, but there really isn't one. Like, I'm not signing Braxton Jones. Like, he's fine. Oh, he did really well for the Falcons. He was on the Falcons for some reason. He's not that expensive. What if I did 2 years 21? Okay, oh, go figure. The Titans want a questionable left tackle. I think Braxton Jones is better than Dan Moore, but still. Okay, I'm gonna sign 2 players, or at least hopefully. We might not get either, and if we don't, I guess that's fine. We're not going to be good next year anyways. I mean, if we do get these two players, we could be. Maybe I should try. I'll go very player-friendly for Leo Chenal. Travis Jones, I don't know if we'll get him, but we'll see if we get these two. We don't get Leo Chenal. He goes to the Raiders. I mean, if you're gonna reject more money and just a straight up better deal, you're gonna go to the Raiders. All right, man, sure. I'll go very player-friendly for Travis Jones. We'll see. I feel like I should sign a linebacker. We really only have Pete Werner at this point, but there really isn't anyone else I want. How about Malcolm Rodriguez? He's at least a little interested. The Eagles want him, of course. We can draft one, that's fine. Travis Jones, he also doesn't sign. All right. Yeah, for some teams in Madden, free agency is really hard. Even if you have the lead for some players, you just can't get them. But we'll hope that changes as we become a better team. But all right, in the draft, we pick at number 8. This has been a weird start to this rebuild. Unfortunately, I forgot to turn prospect storylines on after the draft, after the real life draft last year. So we have the top 5 talent glitch. Fun. I love how well this game works. But that should be fine. Normally when we get the top 5 talent glitch, I can still normally draft about the same. It should be fine. It just makes it a little bit harder. But we're definitely not going to trade up or anything. We have a lot of needs on the team. Ooh, there is a receiver. There are a few receivers still left. Does that mean they're bad, or were there just other players that these teams took? Max Linder. What am I missing with him? Is he just the slowest? Did he run a 4.7? I think this might be the easiest pick of all time. I should look around a little more. Like, I want a left tackle, but I don't like drafting left tackles, to be fair. Ooh, by the way, Kool-Aid McKinstry got superstar dev. Not that that's that surprising. He had 6 picks, but still. We need a D tackle. We need a linebacker. I'm not taking a linebacker in the top 10, and I really don't see a good defensive tackle. There's one draftable center. He looks pretty good. I don't see any top 5 talent guards, though. I mean, well, I do, but no actual top 5 talents. Okay, I'll just go with the receiver. I feel like I'm missing something with him. How is he still available? It's gonna say he's the best player in the class. I don't know that he will be, or he would have been taken by now, but he might be pretty close. We'll take him. We'll see what his ranking is. But all right, round 2, I might go with the running back. The only thing is I don't like when we don't have running backs scouted. The only one I would take is Wesley, and he doesn't look that good. No. All right, I'm gonna go with a guard, I think. Either Clayton, he has bad finesse though. Only 3 A ratings. Let me see, there's Logan, Wentz, and Langford. Logan has 4 A ratings. Wentz has 3. Langford has 3. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Scott Logan. He is a very big guard. He's 344, 6'6". He looks good. He might be a top 12 talent, elite strength. Yeah, he looks pretty good. No D ratings. We'll take him. Says he's ranked number 1, but we'll see. And then I feel like I should go defense at some point. I just don't know who. I don't like picking defensive tackles. Although Ben Barnett, where's he supposed to go? 176. We could probably get him round 4. There is Marcus Hardesty though. Damn, he looks pretty good. I wish he had elite strength, but he's very fast. A 4.89 at 305 pounds. The problem is he isn't going to go up in overall at defensive tackle with only great strength, but he might already just be a good overall. Is there a good linebacker I should take instead? Because that's probably the bigger need. Okay, there's Northcutt, who looks pretty good. He's supposed to go 130. I'll go Hardesty first. I don't think he's as good as the other 2 we picked, only normal dev. It gave us a B-. Does that mean he's lower ranked than where we picked him? Probably. Oh, the linebacker's gone. Must have been good, because I think he went earlier than he was projected. Let's go Taj Hart. He looks okay. He's a bad run defender, but good in coverage. He was fast. Does have hidden. Okay, we'll take it. Gave us a C. That's probably not a good sign. Okay, here's how we did in the draft. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be a lot better. Maybe I do need the crutch of having the players actually scouted. I mean, we still did pretty well, but I thought Linder was going to be like an 83. I thought Logan was going to be like a 78. I thought Hardesty was going to be a 75. Everyone was about 2 overall lower than I expected-ish. Until we got down here, these guys are about what I expected. I made every pick here. This one wasn't great. I just took the best athlete I could find at linebacker, but he sucks. But that's fine. We got Hart. But yeah, I don't know how Max Linder isn't like an 80 plus at least. Okay, well, all of his A ratings were about as low as they could could have been for A's. Everything was about like mid-80s. Okay, that's whatever. He's still good, still was worth the pick, but not amazing. Logan, I guess I get it, but also 96 strength. And then Hardesty, he's only a 73. I just think every rating was about as low as it could have been for being an A for all the players we got. Does at least go up to a 75 at defensive tackle, so he'll start, but I don't feel amazing about it with normal dev. I will start Hart. We got 4 starters at least. Also, I took 2 blocking tight ends. I would have been fine with Gunter. He's a 74, but he only has normal dev. Also, he's a blocking tight end. 241? He looks like a receiver. What? Webb's at least a little bigger, 251. He's a lot faster though. This was a weird draft. I remembered to turn prospect storylines back on, thankfully. This was just not that good of a draft class. There was only 180 overall that we had no chance of getting. Although John Wentz was very good. But like, how? How is he this much better than the guy we got? I mean, it's only 2, but I don't know, man. Whatever. We did well. We got the Browns 71 overall at number 1 overall. That's about right. But we got someone who was tied as the second best player in the class, so we'll take it. But okay, here is a look at the team heading into year 2. We're looking good. I mean, maybe good is the wrong word, but better, I think. We still might be one of the lowest overall teams in the league, but it's a start. We're starting some younger players this year, thankfully. A few rookies, so that should help us develop even more, because boy, do we need it. I'm gonna be honest with you, there might not be any actual Saints players left on this team by the end of this rebuild. Maybe a few. The only ones that probably will be are Eric McCoy, Talise Fuaga, Chris Olave, which, I mean, he might retire in real life. He has big concussion issues. And then Kool-Aid McKinstry, and that's probably it. Maybe Brazier, Chase Young, but I doubt both. Other than that, I want to revamp, like, the rest of this team. But, oh yeah, SHEDEUR Sanders obviously got superstar dev for winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. How much XP did he get? 6,400? That's not bad. Up to an 82, though. Hopefully he can do a little better than last year. If he had that season in real life, that would be a good rookie year, but for Madden, I'm really surprised that one Offensive Rookie of the Year. Like a 90 passer rating or whatever he had, that's not good for Madden. So we'll have to see what happens this year. I am kind of tempted to make Max Linder the number 1 receiver, which would be weird, but I really want him to win Offensive Rookie of the Year because we don't really have any other shot at that. I'm gonna do it. I'll make him the slot receiver too, so he gets a ton of targets. But all right, other than that, I think we're good to get into the year. So let's see how this year goes. We could be better than last year. We might do about the same. We'll see. We'll probably be a lot worse at the midseason though. At least I would assume, but who knows? But okay, we are 2-5 at the midseason. Good call. We're coming off 2 losses where we only put up 14 points in each game. Looks like the offense, I guess, and the defense are struggling. We have the worst pass defense in the league. Am I already thinking about changing the playbooks? I might be. We'll see. How many sacks do we have? 3.5 for Hardesty is the most. If your most sacks, that was a weird way to phrase that, but if a run defending defensive tackle is the most sacks on your team, you're kind of doing something wrong. Maybe Gelati isn't the answer, or Chase Young. Yeah, Chase Young has 1 sack. All right. Why do the Saints do so well in simulation? Usually. Like, it's weird. We'll be doing a regular rebuild, and there'll be some teams that do amazing, but then when I try their playbooks, they're horrible. So I don't know what makes them so good, but the game just seems biased against you when you user a team, which I guess is kind of fun. It makes it harder, but it also makes it annoying at times. But all right, who are we gonna have to re-sign this year? I wouldn't imagine we're gonna bring too many players back, being 2-5. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we will. Chris Olave, Kendre Miller, who I gave star dev. I get this question in my comments a lot, and I'm sure I will continue to. But at the start of some rebuilds, I take away dev traits from some players that I don't think deserve it and give it to players I think are more deserving. I give it to Kendre Miller. I think he could be the Saints starter someday, maybe, but in Madden, I don't know if he'll do well. I guess I'll re-sign him. He's super cheap, but we'll see. Chase Young is also due for a deal. Not with how he's playing. Justin Reed, I think, should be on a longer deal. I think I'll just extend him 3 years, 35. That's fine. Jordan Howden, I'll go 4 years, 29. Get our safeties locked up. We could probably add one better one, but we'll see. But Chris Olave, I guess I'll have to go very player-friendly. 6 years, 186. He doesn't take it. But, ooh, Alvin Kamara, probably not gonna bring him back. He's gonna regress down to like a 75, 74, somewhere around there. So probably not. We'll see about Chase Young at the end of the year, depending on how he does. But speaking of of that, let's get to the end of the year. And honestly, I'm fine tanking once again. I'm probably gonna change the defensive playbook, honestly. We'll see about the offense, though. All right, right back to square one. We go 5-12. Yeah, let's change this defensive playbook. Y'all, do I even need to say what playbook I'm gonna use? I think if you've seen the channel, you know by this point. The one good defensive playbook in Madden, at least when I use it. Every other one I've tried is terrible. Not that I've tried them for a while, because I always just default to Bills, but I experiment sometimes, and it's not usually all that good with any others. So we'll try Bills. I'm thinking about the offensive playbook too. Okay, by the way, I didn't notice, Max Linder has X Factor. So that was a very, very good pick. Ooh, I just spoiled his season stats. But all right, speaking of that, let's check out our season stats. I see an 8-9 team in the playoffs. Only 2 9-8 teams this year. That's surprising for Madden. But SHEDEUR Sanders, much better year two. 4,300 yards, 31 touchdowns, 9 picks. However, sacked 38 times. Okay, I think I found the issue. Alvin Kamara, he still did well despite being 31. Would this be the most rushing yards he's ever had in a season? Like, Alvin Kamara has a surprisingly low amount of rushing yards. No, it wouldn't. The most was actually this last year, 950. He's always been more of a receiving back, but that's wild. But this would be his third most or something like that? Yeah. But Max Linder, 1,300 yards and 13 receiving touchdowns as a rookie. Looks like that was a good call. Probably gonna move him back to the number 2 next year because Olave's still the higher overall, but I mean, this is a really, really nice number 2. I'm kind of surprised with the lack of receiving yards we have, though, because we're such a not run-heavy team. I don't know, usually it's either balanced or you have a lot of passing yards or rushing yards. Here we don't really have either. Well, I mean, 4,300 yards is really good. I guess it's just really spread out. I don't know, kind of weird for Madden at least, but Fuaga is terrible. I'm gonna find a left tackle and move him to guard. I think he will be a good tackle in the NFL, but I think he would be a very, very good guard. Man, this whole O-line sucked, dude. There wasn't anyone who did well, but there wasn't anyone who did that bad. Everyone was just kind of bad. But Hart, 120 tackles as a rookie, led the team. 14 TFLs for Chase Young. We sure get tackles for loss, but 10.5 sacks for Hardesty as a rookie, but only 5.5 for Gelati, 4 for Chase Young. Yeah, I'm not bringing him back. Would probably do better under the Bills defensive playbook because it gets about 1 billion sacks, but I mean, I'd rather get someone who plays well regularly and put him in this defense than whatever that season was. But Isaac Yiadom, 2 picks, same for Porter, and then 1 for 3 different players. But Jordan Love wins MVP. I did a fantasy draft rebuild, which that was a lot of fun. You should go watch that. But he did really well on the Falcons, but I don't normally see him do that well in Madden. He did here, though. That's interesting. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, Offensive Player of the Year. Max Linder at 10 as a rookie. Aiden Hutchinson, Defensive Player of the Year. Wouldn't imagine we're going to have anyone on here. But Offensive Rookie of the Year obviously goes to Max Linder. I keep wanting to call him Matt Landers. I don't know why. And Marcus Hardesty wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. This was like the best outcome possible. We were bad to get a good draft pick, get Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year. Couldn't ask for anything other than, you know, going 17-0 instead, I guess. I don't know. I'll take this, though. And it was because our defense was so bad, which should be fixed by using the Bills defensive playbook. Okay, I think we have a bright future. I hope. Maybe. But we had an Eagles-Ravens Super Bowl. The Ravens destroy the Eagles 38-7. Odafe Owe, Super Bowl MVP. It's always a weird Super Bowl MVP, too. Like, not Lamar, not Derrick Henry, who just retired, it looks like. Odafe Owe. Like, he's a fine player, but I don't know. But all right, we have 163 million cap to work with. I want Chris Olave back, obviously. I'm gonna tag him, but we did just draft another good receiver who could kind of take his place. Would this be weird? Okay, I wouldn't do this if we were more strapped for cash, but I will tag him. He's gonna be the wide receiver 2 next year, though, because he's only gonna be on the tag. He's only gonna be on a 1 year. We don't know if we'll be able to extend him long term, but Fuaga, I'll pick up the 5th year, even though he's been horrible. Everyone else, yeah, Kamara's down to a 76. Isaac Yiadom did well, but he's 31. Let's get into free agency. We have a lot of money. Hopefully it's an actual good class, unlike last year. Okay, it is. Aiden Hutchinson is available. I always try to get him, but we rarely get him. I might try here. We need a pass rusher desperately. I did set defensive end as our focus position, though. That's the only problem. Can we get Aiden Hutchinson? Or is he gonna have very player-friendly or like full maxed out offers? I don't know what to call him. He does have 2 other big offers from the Raiders and Chargers. Are we gonna get a player stolen by us by the Raiders, or a player stolen from us by the Raiders again? Probably. Kyle Hamilton is here. I don't know what we would do with him. Kind of scheme specific, I guess. Does have big offers. You know what, though? I'm gonna try. We have the money now. We've gotten out of the bad contracts for the Saints. I'll go very player-friendly for Aiden Hutchinson, too. Let's take this from second worst to best on the defensive side of the ball. But for offense, I don't think I'm really gonna do much. I don't really want any of these running backs. We should draft one, though. Like, I don't know. There are just so few running backs in Madden that actually do well, even if they're a decent overall. We could sign Ronnie Stanley, I guess, but I would go 1 year, 24.6. I would like a more long-term option, though, at left tackle. But all right, we're going to be doing a lot more this year. We'll see which of these guys we actually get, but Aiden Hutchinson, Kyle Hamilton, Ronnie Stanley. There's a world where we only get Ronnie Stanley here. Let's hope not, though. Let's be positive. I think we will get all three of these players. Okay, we only get Ronnie Stanley. Never mind. Aiden Hutchinson goes to what is it with the Raiders here? Why do so many players want to join the Raiders? And Kyle Hamilton goes to the Steelers. Did they just pair Kyle Hamilton with Minkah Fitzpatrick? That's wild, but yeah, it looks like they did. They'll still probably somehow miss the playoffs this year, knowing Madden. Definitely could have gone better, but at least we got a left tackle. But all right, in the draft, we pick at number 4. I wish we had a slightly higher pick. There are 2 top 5 talents staring right at us. I would trade up, but we still have the issue where we have a lot of needs. I mean, it's not as bad anymore. We don't have any more desperate needs, at least, other than defensive end. It put Hardesty at defensive end, which I guess, well, no, he's 305. That's a little big even for the Saints. Which, by the way, he got superstar dev, went straight from normal to superstar for winning defensive rookie of the year. I'm surprised Hart didn't get superstar just from how many tackles he got. I know Madden loves that. But yeah, I guess we could trade up. I don't know that I really want to, though. I want that second round pick. And even if we don't get one of the top 5s, there are 2 first round talent edge rushers right behind them. So we should at least get one of them. What's our rush end scheme? Okay, it looks like it's power, which makes sense. So there is one power rusher. I hope he doesn't get picked. It would be tough because they would have to go 3 for 3, but it could happen. Wait, was Hampton the guy? Was Hampton the power rusher? No, he wasn't. Okay, either way here, we're gonna get either the top 5 talent or the guy who's a scheme fit. So whatever the Raiders do here, I'm fine with it. They go with the top 5 talent, so I'll take the scheme fit in Josh Moore out of Florida. Looks good. He might be a later first, though. He might be like 20-something, unfortunately. But I mean, we're so desperate. I feel like we gotta take him. Is there anyone we could take later that would be as good? Oh, wait, there is. Peter Edwards, first round talent. Okay, I think we're trading down. Unless there's someone else I really want here at a different position. I don't think so, though. Oh, okay, this corner does look really, really good. He's supposed to go at 14, though. I would trade down to like 9 and take him. Are there good running backs? No. We need a running back, man. I don't want to go out here with Kendre Miller. I mean, that would be fine for real life, but not for Madden. It just won't work. I know it won't. He'll get like 2.9 yards per carry. All right, let's trade down. There was another Wentz on the offensive line. That's weird, but I'll trade down to 9 with the Cardinals. That's fine. We'll pick up an extra second. Hopefully that corner is still available, or else I don't know what we're gonna do, but at least we got the extra second. Is he still here? He is. Okay, good. Wait, is the outside linebacker still here? I think he is too. Oh no, he's gone. Wait, where did he go? I missed it. Oh, he went to the Rams. Okay, so let's go with Rashard Nelson. We need a good third corner. I don't know which one we're gonna play in the slot, but I mean, A-man, A-zone, B-press, C-player-ec, which is basically an A or a B for a corner, either one. A to C awareness, elite acceleration, only 21 years old out of Washington State. We'll take him. Ranked number 1 in the class, and that's a real number 1. Unlike last year, obviously hidden dev, we'll take it. But all right, let's hope the defensive end is still here. I forgot to check where he was I think it said second to third, right? Yeah, but he is the next player on the board. I'm glad he's still here. Peter Edwards out of Virginia Tech. I mean, easy decision. Elite acceleration, good speed, good strength. Ran a 4.67, pretty good. A awareness, A power moves, A tackle. Only D block shedding, but good with the other run defense ratings. So I would guess in the 20s, but still worth it. Never mind, ranked 11. Normal dev though. I kind of figured. I knew there was gonna be something. It just felt too good to be true. But I mean, we had a normal dev defensive tackle last year, won defensive rookie of the year and got, or not X Factor, but got superstar. So we'll see if Edwards can win defensive rookie of the year. Also doesn't look like his face at all. Like the two faces don't match. In one picture, he looks about 23, 24. On the right over there, he looks 50 and bald. I always point out that face, but not my favorite for an NFL rookie. Like he looks, what rookies ever have looked like that unless it's 1940 when everyone looked 45 when they were 20. But all right, we pick 5 picks later. Don't know what we're gonna do with this one, but it was a free pick, so let's see what we can do with it. I'm thinking O-line just because it's been so bad, but I don't know who to pick. Missing Wentz last year, like what did I miss there? Like I guess he just had other or better A ratings than the other elite strength guards, but like how am I supposed to know how good some of the players' A ratings are? You know what I mean? Like you don't really have a way of knowing that unless you like have them 100% scouted and it shows the talent. But there are 3 elite strength guards here. Dalton Wise is very athletic. All of them are. I might just use the same strategy I used last year and go with the guy with the most A ratings. But Wise is the scheme fit. Just doesn't look quite as good. Percy Jackson, that's something. I'll go Jaquan Mobley. Sure. Oh my God, dude. We got 1, 2, and 11 in this class. Can we get 1, 2, 3? I'm sure the third best player's already gone, but I mean, maybe not if it's one of those guards. The other guards looked about as good. Will either of the guards still be here in round 3? Both are? Man, we really don't need guard anymore, but I might just have to take them. I don't know if either of them would be the third best, but I was having a tough time deciding between them. Man. All right, let's go Percy Jackson. How many bench reps did he put up? 37. Okay, not quite as good. How about Dalton Wise? 36. Okay, so I would go Jackson, even though he's not the scheme fit. Rank 19. Okay, still really good. Not the third best player, but I mean, that's still a very good player. Is Wise still gonna be here round 4? I doubt it, but maybe with how it's been going. No, he's gone. Okay. What a draft. That's an all-timer. That is up there, at least for me. Oh, and you know what? This is actually a valuable pick still in the 4th round. Oh, that's weird. Tashawn Rose. Usually if you see like a 3rd to 4th round talent in the UDFA section, they're one of those undersized defensive ends, like 6 foot, 5'11", but this guy's 6'5", full-sized from Arkansas. I guess that makes sense. The Saints will probably like Landon Jackson. Although, I don't know, they don't have Sean Payton or Dennis Allen anymore, so it'll be a different defense, but same GM, so who knows. But let's go to Tashawn Rose. Ranked 115. Okay, I thought he'd be ranked a little higher, but hidden dev sounds good. Okay, wait, what's happening? This was another horrible draft class. I mean, not for us, obviously, but just in general. The second best player was only a 78. Did I like misread? It didn't say number 2. No, I definitely didn't. Okay, this is the worst draft class I have ever seen. I use strong draft classes. Did I forget to? No, I set what I usually do. I keep quarterbacks and cornerbacks at normal. Huh. I don't know what happened. Just we've had some bad classes so far, but not for us. Rashard Nelson, 81 overall, the best player in the class by 3 overall. And we also got the player he was 3 overall better than in Jaquan Mobley. I was also thinking about taking Reggie Vick at one point. Didn't get the chance to. Not that I would have. We don't need a safety, but I looked at him. I figured he was good. Ooh, there's a 5th round corner, 76 overall, Will Boston. That's cool. But guess what? We got one who's 5 overall better. So yeah, we did pretty well. Also, Peter Edwards, 76. I wish he had hidden, but oh well. But yeah, this was one of the worst draft classes I have ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen 3 76s on the first page of a strong draft class. It's not perfectly strong. I have 2 at normal, but like, it's pretty close. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 3. We are looking a lot better this year. Up to an 85 overall, we have an 88 overall offense. We really tried to fix this O-line in the offseason. I moved Fuaga into left guard. I put Logan at right guard, and I moved Ruiz to right tackle. We'll see how that goes. And if any of them suck, guess what? We have 2, I guess debatably 3 pretty good backup linemen, but I don't know how Penning would do. He hasn't been too great. I guess he's been slightly improving every year, but not really enough. At least 2 good backups who are rookies. The defense still worries me, but now with the Bills defensive playbook, it should be pretty good. Not that we have the best edge duo, but Hardesty should have a really good year, I think. Still definitely some holes on defense, clearly, but we're getting there. Really, the only thing that I think will hold us back this year is the run game. I don't think Kendre Miller would do well. How did he do in the preseason? If you're getting 3.8 yards per carry in the preseason, I don't think it's gonna be great. We'll see. Hopefully he gets over 3.3 3. That's what I'm hoping. But all right, let's get to the midseason point. Should be better than last year, but it is 2027, so we'll probably be around 2-5, 1-6. Who knows though? Hopefully we're better than that. Okay, this year we are 5-1 at the midseason. God, 2027 is weird in Madden. If you were bad the year before, you do well in 2027. If you were good the year before, you do bad in 2027. I don't know why, but we're doing really well so far. Only one loss. I think it came to the Falcons. I saw the Panthers are 6-1. The Lions are 1-6. Gotta love Madden. But I do want to check out how our blocking is going. Okay, I'm glad I looked. 13 sacks allowed so far. So we're gonna bench some of our good overall linemen. Shocking. But SHEDEUR Sanders, despite that, still doing very well. Kendre Miller on the dot, 3.3 per carry. Ronnie Stanley, of course. Our highest overall lineman is doing the worst. Second highest? Yeah, second highest, but it's close. Well, that's a pretty easy decision. Which tackle should we try, though? Or which guard should we try at tackle? I guess Mobley, because he's the highest overall, but he's only 6'3". That's fine. We'll see how that goes. Could be worse, but it'll probably be about the same. At least it'll be a younger player. But all right, who are we going to have to re-sign this year? Probably a lot. We have 200 mil in cap space. We gotta sign some free agents this year. We're just getting so unlucky with it. But I'll try to re-sign Chris Olave. I'm fine going 6 years, 201, and he doesn't take it. At this point, I might just trade him if we tag him again. But McKinstry, I'll go 5 years, 83. He takes it. That's a really good deal for us. But Brzee, I'll re-sign him. I'll go 2 years, 20. Bless you. Eric McCoy, he's not doing that well. Yeah, like 10 sacks, 5, 6. Like, what is he ranked for centers? I would guess like 3. Number 2. And he's allowing like 7, 8 sacks a year-ish. Let's see. Pete Werner, he's gonna be 30. I'm probably good just because he's old. Cesar Ruiz isn't doing great so far and he's not interested. I don't know who I want back here. It's gonna recreate the offensive line need. We're gonna be losing some, but to be fair, they didn't do well anyways. I'll re-sign McCoy. I'll go 1 year though. 1 year, 14. He takes it because I don't trust him. I want him to actually play well before I extend him long term. So all right, let's get to the playoffs. This could be one of those years where you do worse in the second half of the year. Usually how 2027 works in simulation is you do horrible in the first half. You go like 2-5 and end up 9-8. Hopefully we don't end up going 9-8 here, but it's not out of the realm of possibilities somehow. I would guess like 10-7. Okay, no, we do end up going 13-4. It's really hard to see against the white background, or well, white on very light gold, I mean, but we did go 13-4. But SHEDEUR Sanders, 4,850 yards, 48 touchdowns, 15 picks, lots of 4s, 8s, 5, and 1s. I don't know, that's weird, but 73 completion percentage. Not sacked too many times. It looks like the line got better. But Kendre Miller, we ran the ball a lot more this year. That's interesting, I guess. Am I insane? Or does changing the defensive playbook also affect the offense? I don't know why it would, but I don't know. These are just weird numbers compared to last year. I guess it would because if your defense does better, it gets off the field quicker, so it gives our offense more time on the field, but I don't know. But 1,500 yards and 20 receiving touchdowns for Linder, 1,100 for Olave, 860 for Johnson. Blocking, Ruiz wasn't great, but everyone else did very well. Mobley at left tackle was great, which means he would be horrible next year, so I still think we need a left tackle, but he did well this year. But Hart, 104 tackles of the team. TFL, 16 for Hardesty and Edwards in sacks, 11 for Gelati, 10.5 for Hardesty, 5.5 for Brzee, but only 4.5 for Edwards. We really needed a defensive rookie of the year from him. We still might need an edge rusher too. Maybe he'll get star off of the 16 TFLs, but I don't know. I don't know if he can play in terms of sacks. But 3 picks for Hart and McKinstry, 2 for Howden, and then 1 for 4 different players. But Mahomes wins MVP, big surprise. Sanders at 4 though. I'm honestly surprised he wasn't even higher with how well he did, but whatever. But Max Linder does take offensive rookie of the year, or offensive player of the year. You know what I mean. Micah Parsons wins defensive player of the year again. Is that the 3rd time now or 2nd? I don't know. But Hardesty at number 5. I don't even know if I'm saying that last name right, but I don't know how else you would say it. But Junior Redmond wins offensive rookie of the year for the Panthers. No Saints. Oh, and we get number 2 for defensive rookie of the year, of course. Virgil Waters wins wins it for the Vikings. At least it wasn't a division rival, but Edwards at 2. Oh well, at least we got a first round bye. And the defense did do much better this year, obviously. It still wasn't amazing, but to be fair, it's not amazing on paper. So I do want to see where we're ranked in terms of overall, though. We're up to an 87, right? Yeah, 87. Okay, we're not the best. How many teams are better than us? Looks like 8, so we're about like a top 10 roster. We'll take that at this point. But let's see who we're going to be taking on in the playoffs. It's going to be our division rival, the Atlanta Falcons. I think we know what's going to happen here. They're the division rival. They're the away team. They're the lower overall team. They're a 9-8 team. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Never mind, we beat them. Okay, that was all the things that work against you in real life, or in Madden, but should be positives in real life, other than the division rival thing. That's whatever. But we somehow do beat the Falcons 33 to 21. Interesting score. But another 9-8 team. Go figure. It's going to be the Green Bay Packers. Also an 88 overall. We're up to an 88 overall, by the way. So now we're like a top 5-ish roster, at least in that group. There was 190. It was the Chiefs. There was 189. It was the Lions. So we're tied for third, the like 3 to 8 range. So we'll take that. But all right, can we move on to the Super Bowl with this team in only year 3? I feel like we've done really well with it. We haven't had the best luck. Like, we've tried to sign some free agents. None of those have worked out. Even Ronnie Stanley, we got him, but he's horrible. Have we signed a single free agent that actually starts? I don't think so. I think we have only built this team through the draft, unless I'm just completely forgetting someone. I don't think I am. That's wild. But all right, can we move on to the Super Bowl? Can we beat the Green Bay Packers? I don't see the score. I do see SHEDEUR Sanders' stats highlighted. Usually if you don't see the score, though, it means, yeah, we lost 42 to 34. I mean, at least we made the conference championship. I'm fine with that. That's about as far as we should have gone. Somehow the Lions didn't make the playoffs because Madden hates them for some reason. They were the second highest overall team, but this is like the highest overall team against the tied for third, so that's surprising to see in Madden. Also, I should just point out, 9-8 team in the Super Bowl, of course. And I think the Chiefs went 10-7, right? Something like that. It was better than when we saw a 7-10 team win the Super Bowl. I think it was the Chargers, but it looks like the Chiefs do win their 5th Super Bowl. They beat the Packers 32 to 28. Go figure. Did I say wait, I don't know how I saw Mike Vrabel Coach of the Year. Not even close. Not even in Madden, I don't think. But all right, free signings. It looks like SHEDEUR Sanders went up to X Factor. Gonna need the 5th-year option. Not cheap. 67 mil, but that's fine. He's played worth it for sure. But I mean, Chris Olave, I don't know what to do with him. He's kind of become our number 2 by design, I guess. That was intentional because I know he doesn't want to stay, but I mean, we have the money. That's not the issue. I'll go 6 years, 203. He does take it this time. Okay. I don't know if he's quite worth that much to be the number 2, but again, we have the money. Ruiz, I'll let go. Werner, I'll let go. Penning, Stanley, definitely. We'll just let all these guys go. We'll still have 150 mil in cap space. So we better be able to do something in free agency. Ooh, okay. Jahmyr Gibbs. Of course, not interested. Have we seen a single player be interested in the team in free agency, like one we actually want? I guess kind of, but not many of the great ones. Kamari Lassiter? Okay, we definitely don't need a corner. Aleem McNeil, we don't need a defensive tackle, but that wouldn't hurt. He would start. Oh, not a very good pass rusher in Madden. I mean, doesn't get that many sacks in real life, but I guess he does about the same. We need Jahmyr Gibbs, though. Is there a way I can get a full level 5 offer, whatever it's called? I would go 30 mil per year for a running back, if that means we can get him. I know he's not gonna take it, but I gotta try. There's Jalen Carter, I mean, I always try to get Jalen Carter, and he never accepts my offers, but we might as well just spend all of our money this year. We have so much. And let me see. I want to sign another lineman. I don't know. Usually when I sign linemen, it doesn't go well. It's usually better to draft them. I'll sign Peter Skoronski, though. Throwback to the Titans rebuild I did a couple days ago. That was a lot of fun. Go watch that after this if you want to. With Cam Ward, obviously. The first one of those I've done after free agency. I've done one before, but that was in like January, early January, or even in December maybe. I don't know. But all right. Ooh, Jack Campbell. I mean, we do need a linebacker. We did let Pete Werner go, so why can we not get a lead for any players? I know what's gonna happen. These are mostly edge rushers. I mean, there's Malcolm Rodriguez, but Kobe King. Ooh, whoa. Okay, wait. Raphael Gibson, X-Factor linebacker. He's only a 73. Can we get a lead for him? I saw he had other offers. Oh my God, dude. There's some rebuilds where we struggle with free agents. Just all the guys we want have offers and none of them are interested in the team. But this one especially has been rough. You know what? I'm gonna check a lot of the younger players at every position. Are there any other superstars or X Factors? No. Okay, cool. cool. That was a waste of time, but we found one. If we don't get any of these players, I will not be very happy, to put it lightly. I'll sign Dante Trader just because he's only 25 with Star Dev. I guess that would be cool. But all right, big group of players. I hope we can get a few. I hope we can get all of them, but I just know that isn't realistic. Let's just see what happens. Okay, all of them do sign. Okay, we get Jalen Carter. That's cool. I would have preferred Jahmyr Gibbs, though. We get Peter Skoronski. We get Dante Trader, and we do get Raphael Gibson. We do not get Jahmyr Gibbs or Jack Campbell. They all go to the Bills. It's always the same teams. There's always one team that gets everyone in free agency. It's kind of weird. It's been the Raiders, kinda. This year it was the Bills. I feel like there was one other team we saw too. I don't know. We need a running back though. I might have to trade for one. Is that possible? I mean, we don't really have that many needs anymore. We need tight end. We need running back, but that's what we would be fixing. I don't know that we need left tackle, but we might. Okay, we maybe need right tackle. We maybe need an edge. Okay, maybe we have more needs still than I thought, but we went 13-4 last year with some of these needs on the team, like tight end, like defensive end. So I don't know. We maybe need a safety because Reed is 31. How expensive? Hold on. How good is this running back class? Not that it's good to draft a running back in Madden, but if there's one good enough. Okay, Jabari Jet looks pretty good. That's a good name for a running back because he has 4.26 speed, but only solid acceleration. So he's gonna have like 97 speed, but 92 acceleration, and somehow that's gonna be like 4.26 speed. Like that just doesn't make sense. The speed would, but if you're running a 4.26, you probably have better than solid acceleration, is what I'm trying to say. There's some really good defensive ends. It's kind of similar to last year with the second, a third round, first round talent, but he might also have normal dev. I wouldn't even start him though, because I don't know. This safety class looks really good though. I'm getting distracted. Running back, maybe Jet would be good, but we would have to trade up to get him. I'm trading for a running back if I can. They're so expensive in Madden though. Man, it's just tough. I swear the stats in Madden were set in like 2019. It's a lot of running backs that were already in the league, I guess around that time. Maybe like 2020, because it's like Josh Jacobs does really well, Najee Harris, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, but I guess like Bijan is the exception. Genty usually does well because he becomes a 95 plus so quick. Should we trade for Breece Hall? Was not great this past year in real life, but it looks like he's been pretty good here. Maybe. He's definitely developed to become good in Madden. See how bad he was to start? I don't know. It's tough. How expensive would he be? Would he be a first? He's gonna be a first. We should get a second back. Do I want to do this? Or should we just go with Kendre Miller and draft a running back? What would be my plan at 30 if we don't trade this pick? Okay, there are good looking guards like Rodgers. He looks pretty good. He had elite strength. Yeah, I just don't really have much of a plan if we don't trade this pick, to be fair. It would probably be a safety, but I don't know. After the 20s, it kind of falls off. Brewer looks good. We could trade back up and get him though, but he would be like a 76. All right, I'm doing it. It's gonna be a player I never really get in Madden, so I guess that's fun. Breece Hall in a second for our first round pick. Oh, it doesn't even go through? Oh, maybe that's not worth it. Would this even go through without the second? Could we get like a 3 and a 4? I don't even think this would go through without the pick. We can't do this, man. We can't. I'm not doing it. I would need a second back if we're making that trade. We'll have a bad run game. We don't run the ball anyways. But all right, we pick at 30, of course. I'm half tempted to trade up for Jet, but I'm just gonna trust Kendre Miller and that he can develop. Rudy Campbell and Tavon Taylor look pretty good. Maybe even Channing Johnson. That's a weird name, but they look pretty good. Are there any like elite speed running backs other than Jet? Corey Allen has great speed. Oh, he's a receiving back. Are receiving backs ever good in Madden drafts? I don't know that I've ever seen one. All right, let's just get to 30. We'll see who's here. Okay, actually, unless I'm missing him, I think Jet is still available. He is. That makes me think he's not good. Okay, focus scouted Brewer. He's first to second, about what I expected. Walden, second to third, not great, but these safeties are still left. Okay, we might just have to do that. I did focus scout Andy Rhodes. He's a first round talent. He looks really good. Ooh, Kevin Harper looks pretty good though. I always just look for a short route for tight ends. I guess he doesn't for sure have a short route, but he might. But all right, do we go Jet or do we go probably Mooney? Mooney looks really good. What's his speed? If he's slow, I might not take him. Nope, great speed, good excel, elite strength. I wish he had better change of direction, but like he'll probably be ranked 16. Never mind, ranked 7. even. Hidden dev. I didn't think he would be that good because he doesn't have any A coverage ratings, but top 10 talent at 30. We'll take it. We'll try to find a way to start him this year. Unfortunately, that might mean this isn't that good of a class because I didn't think he would be that good, but I don't know, maybe I was just wrong. We'll see. But all right, if Jet's still, okay, he's not. If he was still available here, that would probably mean he's bad, but I probably would have taken him. Let's see, is there an elite strength guard left? No. But wait, is Dunlap a good strength pass blocker? Oh, decent. Okay, never mind. Man, I don't really know what to do here. There really isn't anyone that good looking. I might just trade this pick. I mean, is this a pick we could trade for a running back? Do I go through that whole deal again? Is there a good running back we could get with this pick? Probably not. I might just draft one here. Just give me, who looks good? Mike Tuck looks fine. He has elite strength. He had the best change of direction for any power back, which is still only decent, but he doesn't have any A ratings. I'll just go with Casey Hitchens here because he's fine and we need O-line depth. This draft class doesn't work out as well for us as it has, even though those have been bad draft classes. Terrell Davis? Do we have to pick him if his name is Terrell Davis? Okay, no. He has terrible spin and juke move as an elusive back. I'll pass. Let's just go with Tavon Taylor as our running back. Or should we go with the tight end first? No, we'll go Taylor. He looks fine. Okay, better than fine. He's ranked 12. Got him at 94. Might be our starter. We'll see. But okay, here's how we did in the draft. It was decent. It was, I guess, technically about as good as last year. Even though, yeah, last year was just the worst draft class I've ever seen. This one was definitely better. Mooney, 79 overall. Hidden dev, really good player. 7th best player in the class. Hitchens is fine. I just wanted an actual tackle drafted as a tackle because I feel like they perform a lot better in simulation if you keep them at the position they were drafted as. It might just be a theory, but I've seen people say that in the comments. I guess we could test it not if we have bad play at left tackle, but when. And then Tavon Taylor, I don't know if we're gonna start him. He's only 77. He's good, but we might. We'll see. Kendre Miller was horrible last year. There's no way around it. I just don't think Taylor would be good either. But the rest of the draft was fine. I made these 3 picks. These 2 have hidden devs, so that's good at least. This was definitely a better draft class. Not insane, but good. Really good defensive ends. That says halfback. Jets in 82. I mean, I figured he would be good. I passed on him just because I still think it worked out for us, all right? We got a really good safety and a good running back. I think that's better than just getting the really good running back, but yeah, okay. There wasn't really a good safety that we could have gotten in the 2nd round. It looks like Mitchell was the best. Thought that said Quinyon Mitchell. I thought there were going to be 2, but Quentin Mitchell. So yeah, I think we did the right thing. Maybe I'm just coping, but whatever. No, we definitely did. So very good draft. Let's get into year 4, and we should be very good this year, I hope. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 4. This could be our final year, depending on how well we do. If we win a Super Bowl. If we don't, we'll go another year for sure. But I mean, we'll see. The team is very good now. Up to an 88 on offense, or an 89 on offense, 87 on defense, 88 overall. Not as many rookies starting this year, which I guess is a good thing. Gotten the team better, only a couple rookies starting, but I am gonna start Tavon Taylor. Starting a rookie running back never goes well, but like I said, there isn't really a reason not to, because Kendre Miller was terrible last year. 3.4 yards per carry. Like, I don't know that Tavon Taylor will be our solution, but I guess he could be if he has a really good dev trait or wins offensive rookie of the year somehow. But the defense is interesting. I wish we had better linebackers, but Gibson should develop, so it'll probably be fine. I could even make him the #1 sub linebacker just so he gets a ton of production, but maybe I should. But Hart is actually already good, so I don't know. But yeah, I am going to start Mooney at free safety, I guess. We'll see how he does. Probably only star dev because he didn't develop throughout the preseason, but I guess it's better than normal. Oh yeah, and also, I completely just missed this at the end of last year, but Hardesty went up to X Factor. I don't really know why. Doesn't really say why. It was probably the 16 TFLs. That'll usually do it. Usually sacks don't do it for some reason. For defensive tackle, that kind of makes sense, but for edge rushers, over 10 sacks won't give them a dev trait, but I think 10 TFLs does, which is weird. I don't know. This whole game is weird if you couldn't tell. But all right, let's get to the mid-season point once again. We should be very good this year. Will we? Let's find out. But okay, at the mid-season, we are 3-3. This is our down year. We actually have one of the worst defenses in the league, like a bottom 10 defense. And we have the 2nd worst run game in the league, which would be fine if we had a great passing game, but it's only 13th, yet somehow we're 5th for points per game. I don't know, whatever. Maybe it averages averages it weird because we've only played 6 games. I think that's what Madden does. I never remember for sure if it does, but I think it averages games wrong. Pretty sure. And we have some re-signings this year, and not a lot of money this year. We only have 32 mil in cap, and we have to re-sign Darian Porter, Talise Fuaga, Ashton Gelati, Eric McCoy. I guess Carson Bruner's technically a starter, kind of. All right, well, who do we want back the most? Probably Gelati, but he's not interested. I would go 4 years, 65 though. He takes it. Okay, cool. And then Porter, we can barely afford neutral. I'll go 4 years, like 72. Oh, he takes it. Okay, cool. And now we're out. But honestly, it's two linemen on an offensive line that has been horrible. So I don't know. Do we need him back? Like, McCoy has had 1 good year. Fuaga has had debatably 0. Scott Logan has allowed 4 sacks from right guard in 350 snaps. Yeah, that's an easy bench after being really good last year. So this game makes no sense, man. Mobley's doing really well at right tackle, though. I didn't even mention what I did with the O-line, but I put Skronsky at left and then Mobley at right. That's worked out pretty well. Not our boy Scott over here. So we'll try either Jackson or Hitchens. Let's try Hitchens because he's a rookie. Has a good guard build. He's 6'4", 332, so sure. But all right, let's get to the end of the year. Let's hope we bounce back. I don't know if there's really anything I can fix on defense, unfortunately. Is there anyone I could bench? Okay, Mooney's been really terrible. Trader hasn't been all that good either. Do we only have 1 pick on the year? I hate Madden, man. This shit sucks. It really does. Like, in what world? All right, I think... God, Nelson is terrible, too. I think I'm gonna bench at least Trader. Mooney has superstar. We can't bench him. All right, how about this? I'm gonna put Mooney at strong safety for the rest of the year, and I'm gonna put Reed at free safety just as a band-aid, kinda. We'll hope the move makes Mooney play better, and we'll hope Reed did better than Trader and Mooney at free safety, or does better than Trader and does better than Mooney did at free safety is what I mean. We'll see how that goes. There's always stuff you gotta do in Madden, even though it doesn't seem like it sometimes. But okay, here we are at the end of the season, and if you've seen one of my videos before, y'all know why we're here. Before I show how we did in year 4, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on the video. It really helps out the channel. Be sure to subscribe if you've enjoyed. Trying to hit 100K soon. It's crazy to be able to say that. I appreciate it a lot. Never something I thought we would even get close to. That's why I named the channel Brandon the Simp. I really want to change my name, but I feel like it's too late at this point. But whatever. But also be sure to let me know down in the comments any fun ideas y'all have. And question of the day. Let's see. I'll keep it Saints draft themed. Let me know down in the comments. Do you think the Saints will actually draft SHEDEUR Sanders? Let me know that. I personally kind of believe it. Again, I don't think they should, but I think they could. Like, I think if he goes, I said this earlier, but I think if he goes to the Steelers, I think he would do pretty well. I think he would do well on a good team. I don't think he would do well on the Saints, but who knows? But yeah, let me know if you think the Saints would do this. If you don't think they'll take him, who do you think they will take? But all right, we are up to a 90 overall at the end of the season. And by the way, I thought Taylor was gonna have star. He has X Factor. Still didn't play well, but we've gotten a lot of X Factors here. We've gotten pretty lucky, more than usual. I mean, to be fair, we've gained half of those X Factors we've drafted, but we've drafted 2, added a few others, so we're looking pretty good. Linder's getting close to a 99 overall. He's up to a 96, 98 with morale, but despite how good this roster is, we only ended up going 10-7. The team we are going to be facing in the playoffs, the Carolina Panthers, they went 11-6 at only an 84 overall. That's just wild. There's always one year. Usually it's 2027, but sometimes it's other seasons where just stupid stuff happens. But SHEDEUR Sanders, another monster season. This could be enough for MVP. It'll probably be top 5. I don't know if it's quite MVP level for Madden, but we'll see. But Taylor was kind of bad. Not that that's surprising, but hopefully does better next year. And then Linder, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns, almost 900 for Olave, 10 touchdowns, 800 for Webb. Still might look for a new tight end. Okay. Whoa. All right. Skronsky, 14 sacks allowed from left tackle. And Hitchens, 8 sacks allowed from right guard in 750 snaps. All right. He's going right back to the bench. I might just put Logan in there, and we'll have to figure out what we want to do at left tackle. The rest of the line was good. Mobley was insanely good. All right. Taj Hart, 116 tackles, 19 TFLs for Hardesty, led the team in sacks. 11.5 for Hardesty, 9 for Gelati and Carter, 7 for Edwards. We'll take that, I guess. Only 5 picks on the year. 2 for Hart and Porter, 1 for McKinstry. Great. Our replacements at safety didn't even do better either. I guess I'll just put Trader back in as a starter. He got 2 more pass deflections somehow. I guess he played somewhere. I don't know. Just some years it seems forced to where you can't do well no matter what. This was one of those years. I mean, we did well enough to make the playoffs at least, but just barely. But Hurts wins MVP. Sanders at 4. Hurts also wins Offensive Player of the Year. Sanders at 6. Zaven Collins wins Defensive Player of the Year. Of course, beating one of our players, Marcus Hardesty. At least it wasn't a division rival, but this was an unlucky year. Zaven Collins, why? Where was he even playing for them? I would guess edge, but maybe they moved him back to off-ball linebacker. I don't know. He won Defensive Player of the Year with 7 sacks and 3 picks. What? It looks like he did do a little bit of both. What the? I mean, that was a good year, but was that a Defensive Player of the Year season? I guess, sure. But Tavon Taylor does surprisingly win Offensive Rookie of the Year. And then Jeremiah Brayton for the Buccaneers wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Mooney at 7. I was hoping he would do better. It is hard to win Defensive Rookie of the Year for a DB in Madden, but I was hoping he would do a little better. It was kind of terrible. All right, I'm going to put, I guess, Trader at free safety. I'll put him back in. I don't know. We had 5 picks on the season. I got to move something around. And all right, let's change the offensive line. Let's put Percy Jackson in at right guard. And then I don't know who to put in at left tackle, because Hitchens is who I would have put if he didn't just allow 8 sacks from right guard, not even in a full season. I guess Scott Logan. I mean, like, I don't know why this offensive line is so bad. This is the worst I've ever struggled to fix it. We've invested a decent bit in it, but it's been horrible. And that's why I don't sign free agent linemen like Skronsky. He was terrible, and I don't know why. But all right, enough negativity. At least we're in the playoffs. We are a 90 overall. Are we the highest in the league? Are the Chiefs a 90? They're 91. Okay, we're second, but I think we're separated as second, so we're right there. We deserve to be a Super Bowl team based on roster talent, but will we be able to get there? Will we even get past the Panthers? Let's find out. No. We only put up 17 points on offense. I rarely check what went wrong in a playoff game. Also, I saw the Broncos in the playoffs at 8 and 9, but let me see what went wrong. Was it the blocking? Okay, 4 sacks. Yeah. I mean, we got 5 on Bryce Young, but it still wasn't enough. Our run game was bad too. I mean, that's a bad combination. Okay, Fuaga, McCoy, Logan, and Mobley all allowed sacks. If there was a guy who allowed multiple, I would have just cut him, but there wasn't. All right, this is going to be our final off season. I'm going to invest a ton in the offensive line again to try to hopefully fix it for good. Also, the Jets just won a Super Bowl. This is Breece Hall wins Super Bowl MVP. All right, I'm being messed with. Let's see what we can do in this final off season. We'll pick up the 5th year for Linder. Fuaga, how has he done? He's been a lot better once we moved him to guard. I almost wonder if he would be good enough to play at left tackle now, but like, it's risky. All right, we need some money. I'll restructure every deal I can. Is there anyone we can release just straight up? Probably not. I mean, Rashid Shaheed, sure. We hardly use him and he's 31. Might have even just been due for a deal though. I don't know. Justin Reed, he's 32. We'll let him go. But all right, let me restructure every deal we can, because why not? We'll put the Saints back in the situation we started with, but this will be the 1 year we'll restructure. We'll say we won't do it next year. At least we're restructuring to try to win a Super Bowl here instead of restructuring to try to win 8 games this year somehow, if that's even possible, like the Saints do in real life. But all right, we have 78 mil. Okay, it's less than I expected, but I'll go 3 years, 73.5 for Fuaga, and he doesn't take it. I knew he wasn't going to. I don't know why I knew that, but I just figured. But Eric McCoy, I would throw him a 1 year, I guess, 1 year 13. Like, he just doesn't do that well in Madden. Sometimes he's really, really bad. He hasn't been quite that bad here, but all right, we got 2 of our linemen back. One of them does really well, one not so much, but they probably were the 2 best performing on our team, other than Mobley, of course. But Skronsky, I guess, will move to right guard, and then we still need a left tackle. Ooh, by the way, Webb got superstar. Still might look to add a tight end, because I don't know if he's going to develop a whole lot in 1 year, but we'll see. Mooney got X Factor? For what? Did 69 tackles do it? How did he get X Factor? How? This game doesn't make any sense. Gelati got superstar. That's cool. This feels like the most Madden in rebuild of all time. All right, there are some pretty good free agents this year. TJ Watt still does really well here. Thinking about him, despite him being 34. There's George Kittle. There's a lot of mid-30s players here. I'll go TJ Watt, though. I would go 2 years, 67, but that's like the only thing we can do. Is there anything we need more? If there was a really good running back, I would definitely sign one, but that's about it. Could sign Makuba, but I don't know how he would do. Looks like he's been pretty good. Also, wait, did he get traded? I guess he did. That's weird. Must have been a backup somewhere. I don't know. Backup on the Bucks. Oh yeah, I guess he would have behind Antoine Winfield Jr. All right. Which one do we want more, Makuba or Watt? How hard would Makuba be to get? Man, it's close. I would go player friendly if that gets us the lead. Would he actually sign for that? Who knows? But I would do that. I would restructure him and then go for Watt. Hopefully, that's the plan. This could really screw us. Let's see if we get Makuba. We do. Okay, good. Let's restructure that deal. That'll save 6 mil. Okay, that's about perfect. And we're close to being in the green for TJ Watt. Okay, we are actually. Doesn't sign. Does sign now. Okay. We massively upgraded this defense. A safety who looks like he plays well and a pass rusher who looks like he plays well. That's something we needed desperately. But all right, in our final draft, the Commanders have the #1 pick. That's interesting. They win the Super Bowl sometimes in Madden, so that's kind of surprising, but I guess sometimes they are kind of bad in Madden. They've definitely been bad in real life, not this past year, but I think we'll just sim straight to our pick. There isn't really anyone I want to trade up for at all. Where is the first player I want to take? Okay, he's not supposed to go until 58. I wonder if there's a better guard. Maybe Porter. We'll see. It's tough. I mean, Gresham looks insane, but I don't think we can trade up to 10. I mean, maybe if he's still actually available by 10. Oh, he is. All right, maybe we should. Might have to throw a player into this trade even, just because I don't like using the picks we're never going to use. Like, I don't want to add 20, 30 picks into this trade. That kind of just feels like cheating. Oh, they wouldn't take a left guard though, but I still want to trade up here. We'll jump whatever team might pick him. All right, well, never mind. I can't trade up. I tried, but it said it would put us over the cap space, even though it said we still had the cap space. I guess that's just because of draft picks. Like, spending this would put us over the cap. Not that it would be hard to get out of it once we do go over, but it just doesn't let you. Is there anything else I can restructure that I'm just missing? Because, like, oh yeah, TJ Watt. Wait, maybe I can do it. It's gonna be a messy trade, but I think I can, hopefully. Okay, we are gonna send Dante Trader a pick 21, pick 54, and a 4th round pick for Hayward, just for cap purposes, because they couldn't afford the trade, and then their first, pick 10. Let's go get a guard, which we shouldn't still need, but we do somehow. Let's go with Steven Gresham, Stephen something. That name always bothers me because it could be Stephen, it also could be Steven. I don't know, but we'll take him. Rank 2, okay. I'm surprised he's not #1, but I mean, we'll take rank 2. I wonder who is the best. Probably the running back who went at #2. I would have to assume if there's a running back going that high. But all right, round 3. We actually do need a #3 receiver, so let's pick one who looks good. Blythe has some pretty good ratings, but he also has a lot of Fs. Emmanuel Samuel, that's an interesting name, but he looks really good. Yeah, A short route, A catch in traffic, elite acceleration. I don't know if he's amazing, but he could be good, I think. Yeah, rank 19, okay. Normal dev, but it's a slot receiver, you expect that. That was worth it. I might even take another round 5 if there is one, because there were a few A short route receivers. Let's go Harry Shaw, the truck driver face, as I like to call it. Don't know that there are any receivers that look like that, but looks insane. Probably okay. I didn't think he would be that good. Look for slot receivers, by the way. If they have a short route, another A receiving stat, and then like an elite speed or acceleration, agility, something like that, they could be pretty good, like Harry Shaw. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. Very few picks, but we did probably about as well as we could have. The only thing is, instead of Emmanuel Samuel, we should have taken someone else because he'll be a #4 receiver, but like, we got #2, #19, and #5 with a 1st round pick, a 3rd round pick, and a 5th round pick. A late 3rd and a late 5th. Like, not to pat myself on the back too hard, but my drafting has been pretty good today. Also, wait, the best player in the class was a running back, but it wasn't the one who went at #2. Lance Knox is only a 76 overall. Not a great pick from the 49ers. Like, this wasn't that good of a class, actually. We did very well. We made the most of it we could, but it was not a good class. We legitimately did as well as we could have. We could not have done a single thing better, other than maybe take, I guess, Nolan Hobbs round 3, I guess. But yeah, pretty good draft for us. We didn't even have any of those guys, like, scouted, by the way. They just look good to me, and they definitely were. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into the final season, up to a 91 overall. Is that gonna be the highest? The last couple rebuilds I've done, we have not actually gotten the highest overall team in the league. Well, at least the last one, but this could be the second in a row. Are we the highest overall? If not, we have one more chance at the end of the year. The only team I could think of that would be higher is the Chiefs. Yeah, none of these teams are. Let me skip over the Chiefs for now. The Chargers are a 90, but we're better. Are the Chiefs? I would guess they are a 91. They might be a 92. They are a 92. Okay, so we have a little bit of catching up to do. Unfortunately, their top 5 players are pretty young still, other than Mahomes. Man, it's possible. We could end up being the highest overall team. The thing we do have is a lot of superstar plus dev traits. Somehow we didn't get a single one on the offensive line this whole time. Maybe Gresham has it, but he might. I think I'll start him at right guard over Logan. We'll see. But yeah, on defense, we almost have a full team of superstar plus players. Just Nelson and Hart don't have superstar plus. And I guess Wilson, but Wilson, he'll barely play, which that's a good thing. He's a 70 overall. But I think this is as good as we are ever going to get this team. It's going to start falling off again. We are completely out of money. So this has to be the final year no matter what. So let's just get straight to the end of the year. I'll get to the midseason to make sure everything's going fine, but we'll see what happens. Okay, well, we tried our absolute hardest to absolutely choke the season, but we finish 11-6. We were 6-1 at the midseason. We went 5-5 through the last 10 games. Not ideal, but at least we're in the playoffs. What happened in the second half of the year? I don't want to know. Okay, SHEDEUR Sanders got sacked 46 times. I think that's all you need to know, but he still had a very good year somehow. Taylor was fine. Almost 2,000 yards for Max Linder. That might be the most I have ever had in a rebuild. I've seen, I think it was Cooper Kupp, back when he was like a 99 overall in Madden, would get like 2,300 yards sometimes. I feel like I even saw him get 2,500 or something ridiculous one time, but almost 2,000 yards for Linder, 25 receiving touchdowns. Insane. Not much outside of him, unsurprisingly, but Webb was pretty good. All right, Hitchens at left tackle. I benched some players at the midseason. It did not work out. I put in Logan for Fuaga, did not work. I put in Skoronski for McCoy, did not work. And I guess I need to put someone in for Hitchens. Like, I know I've tried these guys before and they didn't do well, but sometimes it just changes in different seasons and they randomly will do well, but that hasn't happened here. This has been a weird rebuild. I know I say that about every rebuild I do, but especially this one. But I don't really have anyone to play at left tackle unless we want to try Percy Jackson. I might have to, which is scary. But all right, what happened on the defensive side of the ball? Taj Hart, 123 tackles, 16 TFLs for Watt, led the team in sacks. Ashton Gelati breaks the real-life sack record. Like, I think he'll be a good player in the NFL. I don't think he'll be that good, but I do think he is really good. He's only had over 10 once, just barely, and then he jumps up to 23. I'm sure that wasn't the sack record here or even close. It's probably been broken 6 times here, but would be the sack record. But 16 sacks for Carter, 13.5 for Watt, 13 for Hardesty. I thought TJ Watt could maybe break the sack record. He was still good, but not that good. But interceptions, 3 for Mooney, Porter, 2 for Hart, McKinstry, 1 for a couple players. So why did we only finish 11-6? Did we allow a lot of defensive yards? Yeah, but I don't know how to fix that. We also didn't score that many points on offense, at least points per game. 12th for defense, points allowed. What should we do? I don't know, but Joe Burrow wins MVP. SHEDEUR Sanders at 6, that's cool. We really haven't had any Madden generated players up here though. I only see one, Walter Thompson. Weird. But Linder obviously takes Offensive Player of the Year. Sanders at 8. Gelati obviously takes Defensive Player of the Year. Watt at 2. Carter at 9. Oh, I guess that did work out for the 49ers. Lance Knox does win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Surprising. Shaw at number 3. And then nobody for Defensive Rookie of the Year. What should we do with the defense though? Statistically, it was good. Like, what could be better? Did we just have a bad run D? I genuinely don't know. Was there anyone in the secondary who was bad? No. Rashard Nelson wasn't great, but honestly, no picks, 3 pass deflections. As terrible as it sounds for a full starting season, that's not that bad for Madden. Could be worse. I don't know what to do with our defense. Was it our run defense? No, it was our pass deep. What do you mean? We had how many sacks? 75? This game, bro. Like, I feel bad complaining about it so much, but we have 75 sacks on the season, and somehow we are only 20th for passing yards allowed, 12th for points per game allowed. How? Are we either getting a sack or they're throwing an 80-yard touchdown on us? Like, I don't get it. I legitimately don't get it. I don't know how to fix that. I'm just gonna leave it. There was nobody I could point to and say they're bad, so we'll just have to hope it gets better. Looks like our run D kind of killed our offense, but not much I can do about that at this point. But have we at least achieved our goal of creating the highest overall team in the league? We're up to a 93. We know the Chiefs were a 92. I feel like they're gonna be a 94. Or we're tied, or they went down in overall somehow. So we are the highest overall team by 2 now. How did they go down? How? Did they do bad? They might have, which is stupid if they did. Did they miss the playoffs? No, they got a first round bye. How do you get a first round bye and regress through the season? I don't know. Whatever. Sure. But we are going to be facing the Green Bay Packers at, you guessed it, 9-8. We are 4 overall better than them. So we have achieved one of our goals. We have 2 goals that I said at the start of this, that I said in every rebuild. Highest overall team at any point and Super Bowl win. We got a first round bye one year, but that's not a Super Bowl win, obviously. We are going to hope for one here. Nothing really left for us to do except simulate this out. Let's see if we can beat the Packers, or will this rebuild end here? This has been fun. It's definitely been a challenge in more ways than I expected. Let's see what happens. Yeah, go figure. I feel like this is the most bitter I've been after a rebuild. This game, man, it's something.